This video, this project became something totally different from what I intended it to be when I wrote it. What it is now, I think will ultimately become a very precious piece of a memory to me about the relationship with my dad.
Can you tell us a bit about the day you found out you were going to become a father?
Oh, that day, it was shocking, and then it was also very happy. I think I can clearly remember feeling really very overwhelmed. I can't even remember whether I took dinner that night, because I was just so happy, overwhelming happy.
Honestly speaking, how ready were you to become a dad?
Honestly, for the few split second, I don't think I was ready. But then after that, knowledge, responsibility kicks in. You can't tell your wife that you're not ready and now she's having a baby. So from that time onwards, you just basically steady yourself and show more concern.
So the night we found out, I don't think I'll ever forget this. I was standing here, washing the dishes after the guests left. I remember hearing her footsteps slowly come out from the bedroom with the pregnancy test in her hand. We just... Is this real? I remember just looking at Suyen a lot and she looking at me and us thinking, what's gonna happen to our lives now? And it wasn't an unpleasant feeling. It was just a lot of, I don't know what to do. I don't know what we'll do. Can I raise this kid right? I mean, what even is my parenting style? I have no idea.
I'm a pretty strict person. But yet again, for parenting children, you need to be strict, and yet at the same time, you need to be gentle. The way I treat my boys are very different the way I treat my daughter. Really, I can't remember caning my daughter, but my two boys, well, they get the blunt of it.
My dad was a dad that tried to teach us discipline. He's a fun guy, but he knew when it was time to work and when it was time to play. Like Minghan and I, we were taught to have a schedule to stick to, and we had to write down what we would do throughout the day. And we had to be disciplined in everything that we did.
Whatever my dad says about his parenting style, he was at least 10 times more strict compared to any picture he's going to paint for you guys, okay? But I don't blame him, because when he was growing up, I knew that my grandma was very strict. From the stories that I've been told, my grandpa used to work a lot in timber and stuff, so he would be away. Our grandparents had a really big responsibility to provide. That's essentially what my grandpa did. He never really had a disciplinary style on my dad, or even a child raising standard, because he was just never around.
Growing up with my dad is a bit challenging because we come from a very poor family. My father is a kind of absentee father. Reason is because he really needs to earn to provide for us. So we literally sees our father maybe a couple of times a year, and therefore didn't really develop much of a relationship with my father until the last maybe 4 to 5 years before my father passed on. Then I really got to know him first of all as a man, then only a father. Pretty sad sometimes. I remember during those times when you achieve something at school, parents comes, father comes, and my father couldn't attend many of the things that I wish that he could be there. But yet I understand. I understand because he really needs to earn a living for us.
What really stands out now? Now that I know and I've heard my dad say all this, is that I realize that our generation likes to complain. We're a really whiny bunch of kids. We have all the comfort in the world. We have all the ability and the entitlement to understand our parents, but we blame them for being too Asian. We blame them for like, why you raised me like this? When in hindsight, my dad never blamed my granddad for anything, because there was that understanding that he needed to provide. And now, with all these foundations that my granddad has set for my dad and my dad has now set for me, am I doing what I can to understand my dad? To understand that maybe the things that he wishes to change or wish he could do again with my granddad is the things that maybe he secretly wants with me as a son. And what am I doing with this knowledge? I think what sets our generation apart is that we know.
Their generation, at least, I think they have this disconnect with their ability.
And we have a choice to be an understanding kid so that we have a better chance at a relationship with our fathers, or we could just be bitter about it.
If you could say something to yourself who just became a dad, what would you say?
Take it slow and don't worry. You are not alone in this journey. Enjoy the moment. Celebrate it if you have to. But be prepared. Get all the logistics right. Spend more time thinking how to support and affirm your wife and love her even much more.
Can you tell us a bit about the day you found out you were going to become a father?
Also, family, they want to show you guys something. That's probably a brand kick or that's a very slow. No, maybe I go press now. Angkat dia. Boleh.